WesWes Show.
All right, welcome everybody to another episode of Empty Out the Clip, the EOTC. We are sponsored by no one quite yet, but hopefully we will. But what's up, boys?
What's up?
What's up, my host? How are you?
Good, bro. I'm good. So we'll just go around and do some shout outs.
Shout out to myself.
Man's really sing that.
Did my first full week of not full, but first full week of employment.
Nice.
Yeah, man, just back in the grind. That traffic though, from Albany back to out west, bro. It's like hour and a bit coming back. Yeah, it's bad. Whichever end you come from, damn. Yeah, but
Which way did you go? The back way?
West Harbour that way. Managed to make. There was a class I came to, and I was at the gym. I was a bit late, but then yesterday I made it right on time. Just trying to, not lose just because I'm working now. There's not an excuse to for myself not train, because I could have just went home. But I thought, nah, fuck it, man. I need to get some positive training, just get some training in. First week of employment. Job's good. Good people. It's a small team, which is even better. Work sort of easy. So they're gonna put me on live. Like, I'm gonna be actually doing the work next week.
Oh, so was that just your training?
Yes, just watching videos and just watching the people, the workers, and just getting the routine. But it's a good job, good people too, and just they're professional on how they talk, because if someone rings, just their voice changes,
Yeah.
Yeah, so if someone rings, I'll have to be professional, so I'll probably
Can you give us an example?
Good afternoon, it's Ave from Countrywide Monitoring. How can I help you?
They should get into these calling off dirty talk, phone talk. Just look into it, man.
What are they called? 0800?
No, it was like CB4.
Oh,
yeah, I'm sucking your balls. Oh, yeah, I'm licking your balls.
There's probably heaps of fingers that just want to talk to someone on the phone.
Yeah, nah, yeah.
You got King Kong balls.
I won't watch that. No, nah. Yeah, no, that's my shout out. And just to everyone listening, just everyone being, chasing goals and that, being positive. Yeah, my shout outs. What are your shout outs, Let's?
Oh, man. My shout outs to my bro Ken over in Alice Springs. I hope he's doing well. This is quite heavy today to hear when he's not in a good space with his health. But wishing you a recovery, man. Like I said, man, we're too young to be too mighty like this,
Hard.
I hope you get back on the horse also, and you got beautiful kids to live for, man. The other ones too, Brasco, Filippo, had the flu. I saw his snap yesterday. He's trying to get over his flu. He's trying to go away on Saturday. But yeah, it's like, man, when you got the flu and you got something important coming up, man, it's like shit.
Yeah.
He's trying to do everything to shake it off, so you're not the sick one or the one
coughing.
Dragging the trip down because because it's never fun when you're sick like that. Also to the boys you jumped on last weekend, so Mickey and Devita, talk about different take on podcasting, But yeah, if it wasn't for Cams, man, like I said, man, always giving props and flowers to my break here. Just giving the boys the opportunity to jump on. It's just interesting, Just interesting because even when I get into conversation with those guys and they're on the bus, I'm not drinking,
Yeah.
But it's just I hear the same. It's go repeat for Alima. But yeah, those are my only shout outs. Probably to all the parents too. The school holidays coming up, man.
Oh yeah, true.
Sometimes, and yeah, the movies. There's a lot of movies, on screen. I think Super Mario Brothers, Red and White and Brass, and some So make sure we drop some links for them to stay home and watch it on smart TV. Save you guys some money.
I just want to say a shout out to the Easter Bunny. It's going to be around people's homes this weekend. Happy Easter, everybody out there. Happy Easter to you guys. It's a long weekend, 4 days off, and just looking forward to the relaxation. It's Good Friday. Did anyone go to church? Or was it going to church?
When I went over to my parents, I had a smoke.
I was driving past church, yeah.
No, they were getting ready to go to church. Yeah. But just seeing people out. You can tell all the island families, when the special days like this, they're driving in their family vans and they got the the nice clothes on, they're going local. Does anyone feel guilty when you drive? Because I don't. Nah, jokes. Nah.
I'll shout out to my mate, to my doggo, Hans Muller, man, young Muller, man. Guy's just been real inspirational for his messages to me the last few weeks, man. But yeah, man, shout out to you, Doc. So hope you have a good day at the Easter show with the boys. Yeah.
Oh, the Easter show, man. I haven't been there in ages.
Oh, yeah, those years. Is it still in Green? Is it Green Lane?
When was the last time you went?
Primary school.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, you guys never took your kids to
No, yeah, when the kids were here.
Is it still the same? 'Cause I remember.
No, this is years ago.
okay.
I left it to my siblings there. Oh, you want to take along with us,
Yeah.
Because I think then I couldn't do crowds, man. I was like, but probably about crowds and shit.
Mm.
And I was like, real thing about, man, what if I lose one of the kids? I didn't want that responsibility, I was like, it's bad enough that I can't navigate myself for a crowd. It was like, the flea market was up for me. Like, I remember going with the kids and then one of the kids, like, dropped something. I'm like, fuck, leave it. Carry on. And, like, don't turn back. Some movies, like, Taken there fucked me up like that,
Oh, wow. No, I remember the Easter show because I know that, like, the ASB showgrounds, that's when they were selling stuff in there. So the Easter show is going on at the same time as that. So I'll try and, like, I'm just going to get to the toilet, But really, I'll just go and just see what's on sale. That was back then.
Oh, gee.
Man, I just remember, this might be memory lane, but man, I remember the old rides back when I was a kid. When I went as a kid, like the ghost train and all that kind of stuff.
Oh.
But man, I remember when I was older, taking the kids. Man, I just saw how expensive it was, man. I was going God to the days.
Yeah, I never went. Yeah, I went Easter show last in primary, but then I remember one of my brothers took me. There used to be a rock and ride. It used to be at the end of the Oriental Market. Across the road from the port.
Oh yeah. Oriental Market. Wow.
And they would
That's
you'd
old
buy
school.
tickets. You'd buy a whole roll of tickets. It must be like $50 for like 100 tickets, and you had to give like a ticket per ride. But I remember going with him, man. I think we got there like 11 in the morning and then leave until like 9:30. Because I was like, bro, you can give one some of those rides would just have a break. Sit back down. Oh, okay. Last bus is not until like 10:30. So
It's better than Rainbow's Inn.
I felt good, because it was like, man, it was like back then I was young and didn't really have noticed the time, it just went by fast.
When you brought up the Oriental Markets, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Bro, I remember I bought my first ever like NCAA. I bought a basketball singlet there. It was a California number 5 Jason Kidd. I remember that, man. Wow, that's probably my memory lane. That's going way back.
But I guess it's show like when they called it the Oriental Markets, and predominantly it was all saying,
Yeah.
in that particular block in town, Guess to show how long the Asians been in Auckland.
Yeah, a long time.
And what's on it now? Spark Arena going all the way down,
Yeah,
pretty much
true,
the whole block.
Remember the old
Apartments.
the bus depot, the old one,
Yeah.
and Stages Time Out was just around the corner.
That was a flash one, I remember just seeing the first ever, like, it was a Street Fighter. The one was as big as the door.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's huge, It was
Your funds.
bigger than our house.
Oh no, your funds is up more. That's right. I remember the bus depot because my parents' house stayed at because my neighbour's in Kia, the guy that stays in front, he owned do you remember that dairy that's in, like, it was a bus depot, but it was like a built-in dairy inside?
Inside, on the side.
You know, it's like, it's like a tuck shop.
Yeah.
But it was like a dairy.
Yeah.
So if I knew he was working, I'd ask him for a ride back home, man. I'll save my $10.
Bloody gits.
Yeah, anyways.
Save your bus about.
Yeah, bus about. Wow.
So how's your week been, boys? How's your week, Alex?
Oh, it's gone fast, eh? I was actually cook on Tuesday. Like, you know that wake up. Man, I didn't feel good, eh? Like,
Rest.
Yeah, because I was on nights, but yeah, I'd wake up that day. I just wasn't feeling good. Like, I knew I was, because, like, I don't know, sometimes I check myself in my head, like, am I making it up in my head because I didn't feel well because I've been coughing? But one of the kids, she was coughing, like, during the week last week. And I was thinking, like, when I hear that, they're trying to clear your throat, I'm like, shut up, man, I'm coughing to your shit. But yeah, I felt that on Tuesday. But then I realized, I wasn't playing because my nerves was guffy like the waterfalls, man. And then I had sore elbows. And sore knees. So I was like, oh, man, I think I need to stay home. So I made the kids dinner. Then I just went and
Crashed.
I sat in the conservatory with the windows because it was like I was hot, man. I was like hot, but cold. Yeah. I didn't feel feverish in my head, but I just felt my body just felt like I just done a long ass training.
Rest, man.
But then I only worked like 2 days this week. And I've got like another 8 days off. With 1 day and I'm back. Long weekend again. No, but week's been alright, man. But yeah, no, I've just been in a lot of time with my wife when I can. It's been good, man. It's good to, I don't know, feel not sick.
Yeah.
Parents like, bro, when you're sick, man, it's like, shit, can't do shit, eh?
Yeah.
And then I had a bit of gout, so it's like,
Oh, man,
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had gout, like, because we went out on the weekend. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, my week started with we went out on the weekend. A couple of friends came over, had a drink at my house, caught up this guy. We went out to Hangers. What do you think? I reckon I enjoyed my time there.
Was it Ice Cube night?
It was like Ice Cube was playing on.
Yeah, the concert,
so it was like packed. It's not usually packed on Saturday. It's like it's like a Friday night place that.
Yeah.
Now, eh? But yeah, it's just the same old. I thought.
Yeah.
Actually, I actually told you, I feel a little bit old.
Oh, yeah.
But now the drinks are flowing, and I haven't had a drink like that in a long time. Like more than 3, more than 5.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I had more than 5.
Yeah.
How packed was it? Was it packed? Packed to the rafters or?
No, it was sort of.
It was busy when we got there. Then it got packed later on.
Yeah. Then it fizzled out. It was just funny, like, being out and just seeing everyone. Yeah, it did feel a little bit old. Everyone drunk, trying to rub up on you, trying to talk, oh man, my man, and all this stuff. Like, that's what I wanted to do. I think there was a point like I just wanted to go home. Yeah. No, but it was a good night. It was good catching up with my cousin and her friends. Good night, eh?
And then you start your job. Have you sorted out your lunch spaces? Any good lunch spots around?
Man, there's this bakery out there. Solid bakery.
This is your job, like, in the industrial area?
Yeah,
like,
it's in Rosedale. I don't know, do you know where City Fitness is in Rosedale or Albany? So you turn right there in the corner of City Fitness, and you just go down there. Oh, I don't know the names of the street, and then you go left, and then you go right around the roundabout. I think the street's called, is it Douglas Parade or something? Yeah, that's the name of the street. Yeah, no, it's good job.
You're out that way by the big Toyotas and the car ships and that.
Yeah. It's a nice area, but yeah, I found this bakery. Because I didn't want to ask anyone, where's the lunch? So I just drove around and looked for a place.
Yeah.
Is it the backside of the City Fitness?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, yeah, it is, I think. Still a bit lost in the areas there. And then when I finished work yesterday, I found that there's I found this alcohol. I think it's called Festy Rooster or something.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
And there's that bar on the end of it, eh?
yeah.
Yeah.
There's some. Yeah, I turned left, and I just I don't even know. It's a vape store here.
I think that's the tavern there at the end, but it's linked to a liquor store as well.
Oh, okay.
That place.
I don't,
I was gonna say you should offer in there after work, man. They do karaoke in there as well.
hey.
Yeah, they do karaoke in there. There's
Oh.
like three or four doors over by Sydney Fitness is the entrance. That's the front. But if you go around the back, like around the back of that car park, I'm sure there's a takeaway bar there. It's like a sushi and a bakery because it goes through an arcade.
Yeah, some of the girls that were working there were saying that, just go down. So instead of going left, go right, and then turn. I'm just going by the right and left turns, I don't even know anything. Yeah, it's good.
There's something about a bar close to your work, eh? Like a pub or something. Like, I don't know. For me, it's like a peace of mind.
Where's the closest one to you guys?
Oh, I'm
Around the corner.
it's around the corner, but I was like, But I mean, like, say I worked on Central Park Drive and Hangar's just across the road. Something about like having a place like that close by your work is like a peace of mind for me. Like, I can just go have a beer. Like, but if you're working hard, you can just go
Yeah.
After work.
have a sip after work.
Yeah, our
Just
local
talk to the bartender.
The Wanderers, that's our local closest, but it's not really close. But it's like
You can drive there.
maybe 5 minutes max.
Oh, yeah.
But man, when we were there for one of the boys, we need that fuckers a solid vibe. Eh? Like I was like, man, this is solid. We should come here more often because they had a full kitchen. Like they had a kitchen, and they had the bar, but the bar was like, fuck, how much were we
Come
drinking?
on. Oh,
Are you sure? I mean, at one point we had all the bloody jugs in the pub. People waited
shit.
for us to finish the jugs so we could take the jugs.
I think, did you have it on your story ages ago? It was during the day, sort of, eh?
Oh,
Not at night.
5 o'clock, yeah, 5:30.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember you had heaps of alcohol.
Yeah, who knew we were gonna? It was that from my mate. He was leaving.
Oh, shit.
But the beer, like when it's stuff on tap, man. Like there's some beers that are really nice on
Mm.
tap. Like I didn't drink beer, but that night I was like, oh, yes, please.
I think what we need more in bars around here is like having chairs at the bar and couple of bartenders that you can have a yarn with,
Yeah.
Just walk in by
Oh,
yourself,
bro.
sit down, have a beer, and have a yarn,
The-
and then go home.
There was one thing at Hangers,
That's
eh?
what you need.
It was packed at the bar, eh?
Yeah,
There was like
yeah, but
It's
place like Hangar is a massive long bar, right? But there's no chairs in front,
yeah,
so you can't. You just buy a beer and then where do you go? The bartender doesn't want to talk to you.
yeah.
It's like, is this a bar or is this like just a place they want to take your money to?
I think the last place that I went to like that was the Rooster. Well, before that, I think it was Westside Grill, because they had like a chef, the bar manager, and the bar staff. So, how's your day going? Like, you went up the side blinds and just got along well. Well, here's the last place I went to that was like that.
And that's what you want, man. I think.
Well, I might go have a beer then after work. So my shifts this week are 11 to 7. So
What are
I'll
you
be,
doing on the Friday? Doing the Friday, we might have to come drive out, don't we?
I live in the morning till 7 at night.
yeah, that's my shifts
Is there
this week.
any graveyard shifts that you want?
Yeah, there's 11 to 7, but because I'm still on training, yeah, they put me on 11 to 7,
Oh yeah.
which is good
Yeah.
to get to sleep in a bit, but then, yeah.
Yeah, didn't do much this week. Just some WesWes Network stuff. I recorded with the boys last night with online the 135 footy show.
Yeah.
So it was Tama he jumped on, and Tana and Sai.
Oh, yeah, I saw
Yeah.
a bit of that
So they were
on the
talking.
story. Oh, on the WesWes Network story.
Yeah. So they were talking some more NRL. I think round 5 they covered round 5 and all the drama that's going on over there, because how Simon lives over there
Yeah.
in the Gold Coast. So he's got a good perspective on what's going on
Oh,
with
yeah, yeah,
everybody over there, what they're talking about and that. So, and he's a Broncos fan too. So, so that did some writing. I got one piece coming out. I've finished, but I'm just waiting to maybe after Easter, maybe put it out there on Tuesday. And it's a piece I've been working on for a couple of weeks now. It's about telling your truth. I gave an example of the Stephen A. Smith thing when he was arguing with Jay Williams. Yeah, he was upset that Jay Williams was like always on the fence with his opinions, and Stephen A. Smith was telling him, "Nah, man, I don't want to know
how you feel. How you feel about? I mean,
I don't know how you think. I want to know how you feel."
Oh yeah.
It is like, I think hearing it like that is legit, like, because you know some people popole about what others think.
Yeah.
People popole about hurting others' feels, or people popole about being offside with certain viewers. So that's why, that's why it's a good example. And because it's Stephen's show, it's like, fuck that. Say it, say it and own it without being, mindful of who's going to fall offside with you. Because I think that's the legitimate, like, if you're going to say, like, and it's just an opinion, If it's just an opinion, of course it's an opinion. Fuck, everyone else is going to be like 90-70 with you. But if you say how you actually feel, people will be like, oh, what? Like, that's her name. Like, if you can say it like that,
no.
It's like, oh, yeah, bro, she's beautiful, but I just got a little vibes. Like, oh, what? Like, if that's how you feel, it's like, yeah, I just feel like, that could be worked on.
I saw what's his name? Stephen A. Smith. And then, is it Skip Bayless? Did you see that thing on my Instagram? Did you see that the NCAA game? That black chick I forgot her name. And she played for LSU, and she was so apparently there was another chick named, oh my gosh, I forgot her name. Caitlin, is it Caitlin Crooks or something? She played for, I forgot what college team. So they played LSU, but apparently she was doing that. Do you guys see any of that stuff on your socials?
No.
So the black chick did it to her because the black chick, the LSU team won, and everyone on internet went crazy because the black chick was getting backlash from it, and Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless they were arguing over it because how come when it's a black woman that does it, how come everyone jumps on her? But when it was the white chick that did it first, because they won a game to get to the final, and she was doing that, you can't see me, they made it like it was a racist thing, like everyone jumping on her, the black chick,
It must be an old one because Stephen Smith and Skip Bayless don't work together anymore.
Oh no, this is recent.
No, it can't be because they're both in a different.
Stephen Smith.
They're both at different networks. Unless it's
the
someone
white,
else.
It's the white guy. Oh.
Is it Max Kellerman? Because he's gone too.
No. Oh, I'll find it.
Yeah. Oh, he's gone back to radio. Oh, he's still in ESPN, but he's on the radio show.
Man, Skip's a bolo head anyway. He's been a bolo head ever since fucking he wouldn't, like, even when they had the live show, Let's Shake Hands, the greatest boxer 50-0 was gonna do it. Fucking never shook his hand. Man.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, that's why he's a freaking grub. It's like, what a
too
proud, eh?
And then I saw Jalen Rose, because I watched his Instagram. Jalen Rose jumped on because everyone was giving like John Cena, man, this John Cena is, he started that. So Jalen Rose jumped on that, and then he goes, no, how can everyone praise John Cena for doing that? You can't see me. Where if you watch this video, so he put on his like the link or whatever. So John Cena actually got that from Tony Yayo, the rapper.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. So and Johnny Cena admits to saying, "Nah, I saw Tony Yayo one day. He was doing that. You can't see me, And then he took it from that.
Oh, so you shake your hand in front of your face.
Yeah, that's
is that the move?
Yeah, you don't know that.
No.
You know that? Let's.
So I know John Cena.
Yeah, you can't see me. Yeah, but he so everyone thought that John Cena, if that was his, but he got it off Tony Yayo, and John Cena admits it too. I know this is fucking cash talk about it, but that's. I think the Stephen A. Smith made me think about that and bring it up.
You know what else made me think of that little story there is what's happening in Iraq. It's the same thing. Like these indigenous players, these these Pacific Island players in the NRL, you know, if they do some antics, right, man, they get punished
Yeah,
in the
right.
media.
Yeah.
A white guy does it, there's nothing.
Yeah,
You know?
slap on the hand, wrist.
Yeah. Case in point, Charles Spiro,
Mitchell.
Mitchell, he's always getting shit from the media when he says something that's not even bad, you know,
Yeah.
all the time, you know. So, and I think the latest one with Paul Kent, how he's putting down the Penrith.
Oh, they've been losing, eh?
Mm.
Wow.
I think they won their last game. I think they're trying to be back on track, but they had a slow start.
Yeah. I saw the Warriors were, I think the last time I saw the
Where
table,
were
they
they?
were coming
They're
second.
second.
Yeah, second or third, eh?
Wow.
Oh, that was a
It's a
meme.
culture move, eh? I reckon
Yeah.
it's might be the injection of what I can go.
Hey.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, because it's like something to do with the culture at the club.
Nice.
Yeah, because then in the All Blacks, then it was Tanumanga. He was trying to keep the culture as it was. Eh? Like he'll be the guy that if the young guys will play up, he'll be the one to tell them off. Eh? He didn't care who you were. Like Dan Carter when Dan Carter was young. Should we get into our first article?
Yeah, well, Eric posted it on the group chat, and yeah, it was one of those you could only what you played earlier before we started on the show. But yeah, poor kid, you know, when didn't drink, was hard out church kid, straight as an arrow, and when obviously you get given something for free, and you'd like to try it because it's free, but yeah, he just got given a tray of this beer. Took it home, opened up a can, and cheers with his brother-in-law. And he's obviously I think the way the sisters shared the story on the news hub is that, you know, he was just excited that he got something for free. So he worked at as a picker at the Fonterra DC, which is across the road from us in Mangere. Apparently there's a pallet of it, eh? There's a fucking pallet of it. So whoever intercepted the pallet and said, "Oh, here, take one." Like, so his friend took a couple, and then gave him the extra, the extra packet. So he took it home, took the tray home, opened up a can, and then obviously just felt a, kick in, and it was just he said to his brother-in-law, "Is it meant to taste salty? Like fuck." And then his brother-in-law had a sip and then spat it out and said, "Nah, fuck. Go wash your mouth out." But by then it had already taken over his body. It already started to eat away at his health. But the poor sister is retelling this on the hub, and she's just saying like, man, like, it was like she only went up the road to get dinner, came back and he was already fading away. Like it was pretty much instant. But he managed to survive 5 days after the incident happened, but he had already gone, so his internal organs would have fucking just disappeared, eh? Like, stopped functioning. But it goes to show, man, like, well, I personally, for myself, like, whoever's doing that sort of shit, bringing in, like, trafficking drugs, like, my respect for the drug trade, especially P, is, like, zero tolerance, man. Like, this poor kid fucking died. And you hear about drink driving and stuff like that, but this was an innocent kid just having a cheeky little, everyone does it as a kid, like, oh, because it tastes,
Yeah.
But this poor kid just open up a can and then not realize, like, fucking he was going to be dead in a week. Really asks, really puts stuff in perspective, like, fuck, is that the sort of world we're living in, man? Because, to be happily picking at work, and then that's like winning the lottery. Fuck, you said, here, take one. You obviously want to share that joy with your family, but fucking to die from it, that's unreal, man.
It's sad, because I think the brother-in-law had a sip of his can and it was normal beer. Yeah, it was on his.
But he sipped I think he said he sipped the can that was contaminated, but spat it up.
But you know when you said it was across the board from your work, because I don't know if in Fonterra that they always have regular trays of beers coming to their work, or because of their business or whatever, or it was just a random thing. But man, if it wasn't, then it could have easily come to your work, tray like that, and just helped around for the
like because their
everybody.
DC is massive, eh? But it goes to show, like even company protocol, like if something had come in like that and was for free, and it's staged in your premises, right? Whoever works in that vicinity needs to know what it is. Like that's the whole purpose of having like a procedure. Like if something's come off the truck, no one touch it until a QA manager or someone from the top is given the all clear that you can take it. But to speak like, oh no, take it back. Like if you were the manager and you said take it, you're just as liable as anyone else who put it off the truck. So you follow the paper trail to where it came from, right? And like they reckon they're investigating that now, like how does packages come about. But you'd wish that there's a paper trail and there's enough honest people out there to come forward and say where it came from. Because if this has happened to a poor kid that's fucking worked hard, you know, obviously loves church and his family and stuff, well, who's the next innocent lot of people that this shit's gonna hurt, man? Because these drug traffickers are getting that, you know, fucking fucked up ideas by putting it in beer. Like, I saw it come up on the news and I saw it was like, if anyone's come into contact with this is fucking way, like you can set it off like that on the news, but it needs to be broadcast across everything, man. Like it needs to be like an instant, like breaking news, almost like in a tsunami alert.
Yeah.
Like fuck, don't drink
What if it
this.
happens again?
Yeah, I mean, like if you're bringing it in overseas, right, and it fits into a small can, like how much would that have been street value? Like they're not gonna do it just in a couple of cans. Fuck, there'll probably be a whole tray of it. Or at least a couple of layers on their pallet. It wouldn't be worth shipping all of that just for a couple of cans. These fucking drug dealers are trying to get rich off it, man.
And that's the thing, like it's all about money. You know, we know this. You know, when I saw the news article about Malu Varavai, he was getting caught with his P thing, and he's all happy when they put his text on the paper, like what he was saying. Like he was saying, let's go, like that kind of stuff when he got the deal. And it was, you know, that kind of stuff. Like you don't even know the consequences of what happened. Like you don't even know, like the way these smugglers are getting things in, these dodgy ways, man, contaminating all kinds of shit. You know, you just never know. You just never know you never know if something might leak. You know, it's not going to be 100%.
But it shows that there's a loophole and there is a hole in the way the borders are bringing stuff in. Like if they had to come into a container, right? Like there's probably a shitload of things that gets missed because it's come via container. But for it to come and be like a beverage, it's a beverage. It's in a beverage form. Like how was that even checked? Like he's saying like there was 15 of these pallets that came in and only 2 of them had the drugs on it. Like man, it's alarming, eh? It's alarming because it's like if it came in via ship or like, you know, and it's landed, then what happened from there? Because it's like a 24 footer, or was it a 40 footer? Like it's, bro, however many containers can hold like whatever pallets, and that pallet ended up in South Auckland somewhere. This poor kid's lost his life over it, you know?
Hopefully they find out how it got in and the people involved get charged or some shit like that, man.
It would hold a manslaughter sort of easy thing, man, because...
Or something like that, like to hide them in cans and bring them overseas, like that's got to be like a big organization there, like organized.
Inside job.
But the risk intent of like someone dying and that slipping away from where it was supposed to end up, like how the fuck does that happen? It goes to show, man, even if the pallet was stolen and mishandled, you know, that's greed. It's greed because someone's going, oh, bro, these didn't have labels on it. Like, fucking, this doesn't have a tracer on it, you know? Fucking, I'll leave it here. You come through and pick it up. Like, I only want a couple of trays or fucking give the rest away. Like, however that conversation happens, man. I hope that they have bad dreams over it, man, because fuck this.
Yeah, someone died over it.
Yeah. Someone, a good kid taken from this life because someone's stupid and greed. Shows, man, money's fucked, eh?
Man, I remember when I was reading about the cocaine epidemic in America, how it was all getting shipped from Colombia via, I think it was from Colombia straight to the East Coast through Miami, or Colombia through Mexico to California. So it was those two ways I was getting in. But it was like, they didn't care. They'll just flood the whole smuggling thing with like, let's just say it was like 100,000 kilos of cocaine every day. They didn't care if it got found. If 100 kgs of those cocaine got through, then they're happy. They'll still make use of money. So that's what the police were dealing with, especially in Miami, because there's like a lot of these different like ways of bringing it in, underneath boats, inside cars, outside cars. You know, if
Bodies.
yeah, and you saw those news reports back in the days, how the FBI comes and they do a raid and they catch all this cocaine and they take photos of all piles of cocaine
Money,
on the
guns
on the
weapons.
table. That's nothing compared to what's been going through. Like they don't care. It's you guys found 100
whatever
1,000.
they seize there.
Yeah, whatever they seize. Oh, is that all you found? Man, we just took 10 times as much the day before, you know.
Like border control's an awesome program
Yeah.
to just see like, man,
How people can smuggle shit in.
yeah, well, just how creative like people are getting, especially from China and Taiwan and that, man. Because I think there was one episode I saw, and the guy was, the team that was shipping it in were using like toy pianos, and it was just crazy. It was like, man, like these pianos look legit. Like they actually had sound was like one whole. I think it was like 30 keys, so you could play a decent song on it. Bro, when the guy like got an email like saying, so this is the there was a little story floating about like, you know, drugs are coming in from this place, you wouldn't pick it, bro. And the guy just stripped the piano bit by bit. He like obviously had the little vials, scraped a bit of paint off, and he's like, that's like okay, nah. Then they come across wooden ones, you know, because most of them were wood. They have like a hard finish, but you will come across one that'll be have a powder. So he was scraping the powder into the vial. Fucking it came up. Yeah, it's come up pink. But yeah, it's a drug, man. Like, bro, that's how clever like they were getting in there.
Even sheets of paper or something. I've seen this.
Everything, bro. Everything you'd think of, like you'd be like, really?
Suitcases, like they put, you know,
the lining of the suitcase.
Yeah, the suitcase.
Yeah.
But if you see it, like, well, this looks, you know, like a brand new suitcase. But everything's been reopened and, you know, re-sewed again or something.
Yeah. And it's just, even the ones that look like, that's how it came standing from the thing. And then they fully pull it apart and then they go, there it is. Yeah. It's like, fuck.
It's out of it, the mind of these people, these drug dealers and that. Because obviously the people that are responsible for bringing that P and that can know about it now. That this boy died because of the news and all the publicity it's gotten. Like, you know, they don't give a fuck, man. You know, they go, oh shit. Next, you know, get this money. You know, fuck. If you think about that, like, you know, we're feeling for this family, you know, and then this kid. But then, you know, when you think about how the guys that are responsible are thinking, like, you don't even want to know, man, what they're thinking, because you know, you just, I can't understand.
Cold-blooded.
Yeah, cold-blooded, you know, out of sight, out of mind, you know. All they want is just the money, you know. I mean, you take the money away, fuck, then they get mad, you know.
Yeah.
Then they go fucking.
Then they pay attention.
Yeah, then they pay attention, you know. Fuck.
But yeah,
It's sad, man.
condolences to that family, man. And like, again, like, mad props to the sisters for coming forward to share their story. Because it's like, you want to hear stuff like that. You want to hear, like, you know, it's as hard as it might have been for them to come forward and share the story with the news and the media and that. But it's
People
awesome
need to know,
that they didn't try and stitch it up and make other people shut up.
Yeah.
She sat there and said it straight from her mouth, like, this is what happened. And then this is why we're doing it, you know, because she said that he is a hero because his life was sacrificed for what happened. Now everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
Had he had not taken it, but it's like, man, it's big of her to think like that. But it's also like, you feel for them,
A shout out to News Hub too for putting that story, first story on the news, on the 6 o'clock news. I wouldn't see. I was kind of surprised that news was the first thing that they put on, because it's not usually something like that.
I heard it on the radio like 3 or 4 times. And then when I saw the article, I was like, okay, so I must have missed the news because I'm always trying to catch the news. But that's cool if they put it on first day.
Yeah, it was the first story on the news, 6 o'clock news. So shout outs to News Hub for that. There's another article you posted up on the Facebook page. So everyone, we got a Facebook page, the Into the Clip Facebook page. If you wanna, it's a private page, so you can jump in. You can ask the free questions, and the security will let you in, and you can just do whatever you want. Post up some posts, and we'll talk about it on the podcast. But the other article, there was a body exhumed that was wrongly sold to another family by the council. But what was up with that?
So I think that so a family in Horowhenua. So a family in Horowhenua, they laid their dad to rest some time ago, and so this is in their public cemetery, and probably at the time they probably just located a spot. It was like, oh, that's a nice spot to put their dad. And then when the mother was obviously alive, they would have discussed, either not buried on top, but buried beside.
Yeah.
And at the time, I think they had family members who said, oh, who's there? So they had one, so obviously the dad was there. Well, the family's cousins decided, oh, we'll buy the plots to the left of the dad, and then we'll leave one on the beside for the mum. And then other family members who had passed, like their elders would have said, oh, we'll have a couple of plots over. So in total, they must have had like 8 or 9 members buried there. That one space, like the var between the two, would have been for the mum. So, qualified. So sadly, the mum has then passed on. In their minds, they've already got it sorted because they've already paid for the plot. When it's time to come bury the mum, they've gone and seen the council, and the council says, "No, sorry, we've actually sold the plot." But the actual purchase agreement was between the council and the family, and that was with the mum, so it's actually her plot. They haven't actually been actually looked after by the council, and I think they're breaking the law on the property contractual law, because it is a bit of land, even though it is in the council grounds. But the council, from some of the advice that they've been given from lawyers, is like, the council actually needs to
give it back.
Remove the body. So another family actually buried their loved one in it, but the council, by legal contract, needs to actually uplift their body and move it up because it's not theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just thought to myself, man, this poor young lady, if she had been given the job, and you figure about, you only have one job, right?
Yeah.
Just boil the water. That's all you got to do. Now, this water's not boiling for her, right? Because she's got the pot, she's got the water, but she can't turn the element on because someone's fucking sitting over the bloody power button, Someone's stopping the gas from her lighting it. She can't do it.
And it's not the people's fault, and because their family relatives' bodies in there, right?
Yeah,
it's
the only excuse
council.
the council came up with, and it was a Balangi lady who spoke on behalf of the Horowhenua Council, was that, well, no, we can't because there's someone already there. So I don't think they realised how high they were going to escalate it, because I think Fair Go even was looking at trying to take it on. But yeah, when you hear the word fair go, it's like run. It's called run, because as a nation, right, it happens to everyone. You can go somewhere, right, and you're not happy with the service.
Yeah.
Or you felt like something could have been done better. But you know what, man, this is a bit of advice to everyone. If you felt like the service hasn't been good enough, or you felt it could have been better, And if that's what you think that's weighing on your mind, go and question it. Go and question it. Because that's horrific, man. If that had happened to my family,
Fuck.
I was there every bloody day. Ring the police to remove me from the office. Because it's wrong. It is wrong, man. It's one thing to be living on stolen land, and then these balangis try and tell you how to do it. This is a cemetery, man. They bought the land inside the cemetery. It's theirs. The council need to be big by it and go and ring their family and tell them, man, we fucked up. You know what? Offer them a mausoleum. Offer them a fucking little family, like, style sort of like, like they have up in Waikimili. Like, offer them one of those, man. But remove the body, man, because it doesn't belong there.
So they're going to do it? They're going to remove the body?
Well, that's what they've been trying to deal with, eh? They're trying to find an arrangement. But what they're coming back with it ain't even hitting, man. Like, you want if you want your parents buried together, that means on top of each other or side by side. Yeah. It doesn't mean, in the same grounds. Because all they've come back with is, we'll offer you another plot and no charge. Say that to the person you're going to uplift from. Say it to their family. Don't say it to the people who actually own the plot. Like, that's just dodgy as fuck, man. Like, even to say, like, I think they say something like, actually we, because we went from having, like, handwritten, like, files to digital, we've lost the contract in between. But it doesn't matter, because they know that the plot is theirs. They would have the receipt, like saying, here's our copy of the actual grounds, this is the plot number, this is the lane. So
even if their family, like their family's body that's in there, like they should, realize too, because how can their relative be buried next to, these other people that are related? They should get it. Oh no, that's for the,
Like, I see it like as the moral ground was like, bro, that was theirs for them to really have ready for their mum. But like, I've tried to put it on like, okay, what if that was my family and they were doing it? In all honesty, I would uplift my parents. I would uplift my family member and move them. And I would take the free relocation and whatever comes for free with it. I will keep providing their host as much free shit that I can get, because it's a wrongdoing. And this is the principle as well, It's the principle as well, man. Like, I would hate for that young lady, especially because he's Māori, eh? Like, I would hate for that young lady to just wear that every day. Because it's just like a curse on her. And I felt it when she was talking about it. It's like, I felt it. It's like, I know that feeling. I know what she's going through. Because it felt like, man, when you've got one of those on you, it has to be settled before you can sleep properly at night. Yeah. Like, if you believe in all that stuff, man, because I believe in it, man, like, their family need to come and remove their family member from their plot.
Yes.
It's not right, man. You see it in, like, we probably didn't acknowledge it, but someone's like that too, man. When they start fucking growing terror around your family members and you haven't gone and vacated your land, or you haven't been there on their land, they're like, shh, come and take this body, move it to where you're staying. They leave it out here by itself. Like, that's normal to us, eh? But, like, if this is Māori land, and the council might not be Māori, but they need to realize, bro, hey, uplift that body and get rid of it, man. Or, like, move it somewhere else. Yeah. Because it doesn't belong there. I mean, unless the mum sold it to them at a pub or something. But like, I don't see that happening. That's a blunder from the council, man.
Yeah, you're right. You're talking about a deeper meaning here, eh? Because if New Zealand's trying to push towards being equal with, with diversity and all that, especially with our land and stuff like that, like, they need to acknowledge the culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just like you said, they should know already. Like, no, we can't, because there's like a whole family here. Yeah. Like, I don't want to come and, you want to come and doing. Excuse me. You just wanted to plot when there's all this family. Do you want to be there? Or I don't think so, because the family's there,
The thing that tugged on my heart was when she said, "Now got my papa there, so in my heart, I want to lie down on top of my pa, like, on the grass.
Yeah.
But I can't come another ngoa the other side because it's a stranger." Like, that was meant for my mum. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh man. Myself.
That's fucking awkward, man.
Yeah. One job, council, come on.
Yeah, man. That's a big mess up, eh?
Yeah, that's a big mess up. How's the sports going over the week, guys? You been
It's got to be ours.
Yeah, I've been just watching a lot of the UFC.
Yeah.
So obviously, Israel Adesanya is fighting the Alex Pereira, I think.
Rematch,
Yeah, rematch.
Is it this week or next weekend?
No, it's tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. I've been watching the trainings, man. The trainings, both fighters, just different. But then you see, like I don't know. I don't care if people are gonna hate me for this, but I see like Alex is more humble because he went back to the Amazon and he trained in the water in there, and like he was wearing his old like the is it what are they called, Micans? Oh no, what are they called? The these Amazon people. He wore paint, he dotted himself, Oh, he went back to Thailand. Sorry, where is it Muay Thai was originated from or something. So he went back to the roots. But as he came back home and like he trained in ice, in the sauna, and ice baths and hey, just people different with their training regime, regiment and that. But
That reminds me of Rocky 4.
When he goes to bed.
Nah, you got Rocky training in the hood,
I can just all hear
and
this.
then you got Dolph Lundgren training in all the computers and all the
yeah,
high tech stuff.
yeah.
But all I could hear was the song. Heart on fire.
Yeah, just watching that. I'm watching a lot of I love my Dave Chappelle. Just some of his old stuff. Just to crack up again.
Yeah.
That's what I've been watching.
Man, I love that skit he did about the racist draft. Did you watch that?
Yeah. How they
Was it that one?
Tiger Woods. How Tiger Woods is they
That was
got him
funny.
black and then they had Lynn and the Jews took Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. I watched the Real World one where it's the chubby the white guy, and he comes in and then his girlfriend comes and sees him and then like him and the girlfriend are having sex in bed or whatever, and it's a night vision, and then the screen's across to the guy that used to be in jail, and he's got the sheet up like this, and he's watching them, and he's like licking his lips, Dave Chappelle stuff cracks me up, man. What about you, Let's?
Sports. Nah, man, I had a sports fast last week.
Oh,
Yeah, wasn't really watching anything. I think,
Permanent's a good game. On Sunday, I think.
like I told everyone, man, I didn't watch until after round 10.
oh yeah.
When it gets better.
Yeah, like, because guys at work, they got that, the picks, the head-to-head and the fitting the margin. That's all they talk about, man. But in my head, I was like, nah. They write off the big clubs, eh? It's the same top 5 every year, man. I mean, like, look at the Dolphins. Didn't they get smashed last week by the Tigers?
Yeah.
Nah, it was
the
Tigers.
Broncos.
It was Tigers that got smashed by Broncos.
Oh yes, we watched that.
But Dolphins lost too, but I forgot who they played.
It was in Newcastle? No.
No, Newcastle beat Manly last week. God damn it.
They are true. But was that a close encounter?
Yeah, it was close.
Who went off?
Think-
Who went off?
Oh, I think there was some yellow cards. Can't remember.
It's the only way your team would lose if they're playing with 12. Because their second rower, DC's been playing fucking mean. The fullback. But that's a lethal body, eh? Like even without a solid front rower, he's just still like scoring and winning. That's why it's like, bro, it's important, man. Because remember, when we get after round 10, by that time, State of Origin elections already started.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why you say, okay, fuck the first 10 rounds. We'll see who's still around. Because the guys that don't get picked for game one, they will carry your team.
Do you guys got a debut? You reckon will debut for Origin?
I don't know, man, because the last article I saw was they might leave Fox out again instead of Suoli. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Just to win, bro, that's fucking ugly, bro. Goes to show, man, New South Wales, they have no dignity, mate. No online and the way they form
Pick their
selection.
players.
Yeah.
No, I think it's just the coach.
Oh, who's the coach this year?
Brad Fuller.
Oh, the same as last year.
Yeah, I think Adaka needs to play. Need to put him in. I think they need to get Brandt off. I think.
Give him a rest.
Yeah. Because
For game one.
I haven't even seen much of him, really. I know they got to put Swally in because, man, he's the man.
What about Tedesco? Would they start him, though?
He's injured right now.
So he would be their selection.
He would be the fullback.
So he would be fullback. But see, that's why it's like it only makes sense after round 10. Because if they pick a team now,
point.
if they pick a team now, all the guys that pretty much started in the State of Origin series, they probably wouldn't be in the fish lineup.
That's a good point.
It's around 10, okay?
Yeah, because I was thinking, because I used to follow the Raiders. I was still looking for a team, man, to jump on. Like, I don't know.
Are you going to wait till the end of the year when who wins? Jump on that team.
Yeah.
And then jump on the team that makes the top 4.
Yeah, maybe.
But you
I
know
don't
what I
know.
have been watching hard out though? Is that Once a Warrior with Monty Beefham?
Oh, yeah.
I've been watching all of that. So one of my customers came in last week and said, "Oh, bro, you watched that Once a Warrior with Monty Beefham?" And I was like, "Nah." So I started watching it. Man, fuck,
Is it good?
some of them are hit and miss, but like some of the guests that he has on, they're pretty good.
I saw the one with, what's his name? Sione.
From Wina.
Yeah, from Winner. I
Yeah.
saw that one.
But what it does show though is like, damn, like, cause you know when John Kerwin came into the mix, fuck, he was on big money, eh?
Was it? Oh, wow.
On the back end of
That's
this
right. He
career.
played for the Warriors,
He played for
eh?
the Warriors, yeah.
Yeah, I think rugby
95,
wasn't
96.
professional yet.
Yeah, 95, 96.
Yeah, because rugby wasn't professional yet.
And you know what's
Didn't get paid.
crazy is that he said how much he was on. And he was saying what everyone else was on.
Hey.
Straight up, bro.
What did he say?
So he goes, Monty was like, how, like, your time with the Warriors, because, and he goes, oh, do you want to share some of that experience? And he goes, oh, sure, man. And he goes, I came into the environment, you know, with this expectation, but fuck, if anyone knows my family, my dad is a Footies fan all day, every day. He's been a league, he loved the rugby league. Like, that was him.
Yeah.
Like,
JK's dead.
JK's dad just only speak about me, and like, you ask anyone, I'm angry, man. That was my dad. He was like
That's
that
right,
guy.
because JK's from...
Yeah. So he
He's
said
from
like,
Wangali.
but then he goes, the only sort of clean advice he gave me before I played my first footy game as a professional was like something along these lines: take the first head up and run hard, and if you know, and then do it again in the same set, and the forward pack will respect you and love you forever. He said that is what he did. And then he was like the other forward. Yeah, he said that was the only clean advice he got.
How much did he get paid?
150K.
Shit.
150K, but he said that's what he didn't like is the disparity between the pay gap. He said, I came in, had played no club
League at all.
hadn't even done the preseason. Like he said, when he got to league and his body was in shock. He said it took him like a couple of years to realize, like, fuck, because rugby's aerobic fitness. Like, you know, in your off season you just run kamoe for like 8-10 kilometers, and that's your daily. Whereas you play league, it's anaerobic, so it's all short. It's like doing shuttles, and he was like, fucking guy had a muli, like, yeah. So he had to transition his body through it. But he said like he didn't like the pay gap. He said guys like Hacho and Stacey and that, when they come on the scene, they were just chucking them 15 grand. And here's this guy, he hasn't played any football. 150
bro.
K, and he hated
Back
it.
then, man,
He
that's
said
heaps.
he said back then was heaps. Like, it's not much now to these guys, but he said, if you think about it, because like I was the new kid into the team, sort of. But then, if that was what they were paying me, what were they paying at the guys like Greg and that? You know, Greg and Alexandra, Phil Blake and that.
Yeah.
They would have gotten way more. So he said that's why he didn't like it while he was his time at the Warriors. But nah, it's cool, man. It's actually opening up the story into like even like just when the Warriors were going like at the time, remember when the Warriors emblem, the tongue was to the left instead of straight down. Yeah, and then when the Tainui took over, like it talks about all of that, like when you're watching all the episodes as well. Because some of the players, they come in at the right time. They're like, oh yeah, like when Tainui took over, the new ownership, and there's heaps of stories that go floating about certain players.
Yeah. I watched the one with and he had Sione Faumuina on there. And it showed like he'll talk about a story in that. Sione Faumuina was actually a good player, eh?
Yeah,
he had mean offloads.
No, he was the man, bro.
Did he went to Kelston, eh?
Oh, I've heard he did, but I'm not 100% sure. But what I did hear, bro, did you hear like how he got player of the tournament? And then he was like, yeah, like, so he talks about it on the show. The under 18s nationals tournament, like Auckland, like he was in a stacked team with like, I can't remember many players he name dropped, but in that team, he thought he was going to get a Warriors contract. They didn't offer him a contract.
Oh,
so he missed out and he ended up going to Canberra. So he took the 18s, as an 18-year-old took a contract to go to Canberra, and like Rube was there, so he took the contract. And then when the Warriors played Canberra, fucking he scores against him. He was like, yeah. And then it just happened that I think the Northern Regions coach for the JKs was part of the Warriors. And then when they saw him play, they're like, bro, what's the chances of you coming back home? And he's, bro, show me. And I was like,
yeah, because he didn't like it there or something, eh?
Oh, he just wanted to be at home.
Yeah.
But then when he did sign, bro, he was like, oh, well, the backlash that came with it when he came home. But then it was like he was in that mindset, like, yeah, I'm back at the Warriors. But he didn't know he had to come back and, like, fight
work
against
up.
guys. Yeah, like, with the talent that was already here. He was like, oh, damn, like, that guy really is good, like,
Yeah. I forgot about Sione Faumuina as a Warrior. But, yeah, just watching his highlights, mean offloads and good runs, too. Yeah, I just heard I thought he was at Kelston. He went to Kelston.
I didn't think I remember him being in school.
Oh. I was saying, what school did he go to? Avondale?
I've been watching in NBA because it's ramping up now because the last day of the season is Monday, and then we'll get into the play-in tournament.
Is it the East and West Conference join?
Yeah,
top two, both sides.
So have you heard about the play-in they're gonna have? So they've got this new thing now where it's top 8, right? But 9 and 10 has a chance to get in. So they play. So what happens is 8. If you're 7, you play 9th, 1 game, and if 9 wins, then they take the 7 spot.
Oh,
but and then
8 and 10 play,
and then you got a second chance to play for 8 spot.
Oh, I see. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. So if you end up being 7 and 8, you have to play in the play-in. You have to play 7 has to play 9 and 8 has to play 10. 7 and 8 gets 1 chance. They can, if they lose twice, they're out. But 9 and 10, if they lose once, they're out.
Yeah. I've been because I've been following it too. I reckon the team. I think the team, I don't know, we'll call it the team with the most egg on their face. I reckon the team that is Dallas.
Oh,
the Mavs.
Yeah. Well, they've got a chance. They're actually tied with Thunder, and Thunder's playing now at 1 o'clock because Thunder have to win all their games to make it in.
Oh, okay.
Because you got 3 teams trying to get that team spot. It's Thunder, Mavs, and Jazz.
Oh, yeah.
So
Thunder.
So Thunder has to win both games because each of these teams have 2 more games.
So the Lakers are in it?
Yeah.
Hey.
The Lakers are in, but it depends whether they're going to fall in. Like, they might be... Because they're 7th at the moment. Oh, yeah, they're 7th at the moment.
Wow.
So I think if they lose, they drop to 8th. But they're still in the play-in.
Yeah, I was watching a bit of the Clippers and Lakers... And Russell Westbrook was on fire in the first quarter. He kept shooting and he kept pointing at LeBron. Did you see that?
Oh,
yeah, he keeps shooting and he was like, it's like LeBron James, man. I'm like, whoa. Yeah. Any rugby on tonight?
Moana and the Crusaders. Monga plays his 100th game.
Oh, it's Friday. I fuck up for Saturday. Yeah, Blues playing tomorrow. Saturday. Moana, oh man, another. I think we're gonna look at another 50 plus loss here.
Damn.
Yeah.
50 plus loss. Okay, boys. Since we're on the topic of sports, and memory lane is a sporting thing.
Let's put up.
Let's put up a little thing about Mal Meninga on the Facebook page.
As much as the filth that comes out of Meninga's mouth when it comes to the PI players and where they belong inside the NRL game, like people got to remember, like actual Mal Meninga's got a bit of Solomon Island blood in him, so he falls under the Bunga bracket.
Oh, what nationality is he?
Solomon.
Oh,
Yeah, his dad's a Solomon Island. That's why he's got the curly hair, mate.
oh, I thought he was
I don't think he's indigenous now.
Oh,
But yeah, I watched the Mal Meninga videos as a kid.
yeah, man.
My brothers were into Mal,
Yep.
and they played his positions and stuff. But like I shared that memory lane of Mal because that's at the World Cup. He does the intercept for a big man, eh? So he's I think 15 stone would have been back those time like 100 plus
20.
kilo, 120 kilos. So he was like 13 stone on a good day, 14 on a good day. But fuck, he didn't look anywhere near 105. That's a joke, man. That's a joke. Because he's massive, eh?
Yeah.
But like, he was a guy who got picked up playing touch just down at the beach. And he was about to join the police academy. He got picked up for, I think it was Brisbane Norths. And he comes across Wayne Bennett. Wayne Bennett brings him down to Sydney. And fuck, he's legend, bro. Mal Meninga's legend, man. Like, you think about all the, like when State of Origin actually started, he played in the very first game.
Wow.
And he was 18
Young
year old kid. Young and kid, eh? And he still played that position. Like what I respect about Mal back in the day is that like even when Graham Lowe was coach of the Queensland team,
Yeah.
where Mal was like welcoming him with open arms, man. Because I think it was as a coach, Graham Lowe put the belief in some players, especially when Mal played in the Queensland jersey, man. And bro, he's historical, eh? Like him as a player, like I don't think there's any player, apart from Ricky Stewart as a coach, who has the credentials that Mal Meninga has. That's personally, and like it might not be statistically, but everything from my memory as a kid of Mal, like fuck everything he touched turns to gold, man.
Yeah, man.
Even like if you think about the upsets, like the games that were on the line, bro, Mal played in these games. When it comes to the World Cups, bro, Mal's in these games. But even at the club level, like that Canberra Raiders, I think the 96 team, was the 94 team, that team was mean, bro.
Yeah, bro.
To put it this way, he made Brent Todd and Glenn Lazarus look like freaking second rows because he was big. So like, yeah, I always loved that about Mal's game, man. It's like for a big man playing out in the centers, like he was the one who created that split centers second row sort of thing because he ran on the edge.
Yeah.
Like, and bro, you saw that Eddinghausen try.
Bro, that was, man.
For someone back in the day who could keep that guy coming across and the one who was already at the back, like blind them from touching the winger, fucking can't teach that, eh? That's just, yeah.
It's funny, like everything, because I'm a Meninga man all day. He's probably like if he said write a list of your top 3 players, Mal Meninga will be on the top ever, yeah.
That's a very
I would agree.
Or maybe not league.
Not for
league.
League. Oh, for all sports.
Where would it be? All sports. What would be a top 5?
Yeah, maybe top 5.
Yeah, he'd make my top 5. He'd make my top 5.
In all sports, yeah.
Because he is PI. He probably wouldn't acknowledge it. He's PI. The toe hack. The test series. Like, fuck, I remember there was a test series he came and they played here. And they played up north. It was the Pumps of North. And they kicked the balls out on the penalties. And then the crowd wasn't chucking the balls back.
Oh, they'll keep it.
They'll keep it, man. And I remember Meninga just going, where's the practice ball? Like, where's the practice ball? Bro, but like one penalty, fucking was like from the halfway into the left side of the field. Fucking he drilled around. Like, This guy's
But you know what? You're making me.
untouchable,
I'm
man.
gonna go back home later. I'm just gonna Mal Meninga all night.
Oh man, he's like legendary. Yeah. Even when he broke his arm, I remember when he broke his arm, and I remember one of my brothers like trying to buy one of those cricket things to put on their arm because Mal had one.
That's what. Remember Reuben Wiki? He had one too.
Yeah. But I remember like that sort of break in your forearm there. But I think they played Fiji, or was it he was tackling one of the
Fijians.
Fijian guys. And gave him over the head, and the next minute was like, he's coming off the field. I was like, I'm broken, but he's legend, bro. Like in my eyes, like, yeah. I think I've just been doing a lot of reflecting, like over my life. And like when I was sick on Tuesday, I was just messaging all these old boys who were sort of coming to my life. I think it's on the back of when we had Miggy and Go on, and we talked about Sash. So Sash, you don't know, like people you don't know, like Sash is the one who created the custom K, the hand gesture. So that's Sash. Like I've been fortunate enough to like rub shoulders with them. Like I call them the commission. We never did old boy stuff. Always you see counsel from those guys, but Sash has counseled me as well. But when I was going through all of that, and I started reflecting and like thinking, and then I thought, man, this is just in the last 5 to 10 years. But then I go back even more, and then League came up. Because I loved League as a kid. Like, that was my game. Like, fuck. When I think about, like, What a Matter, and I think because Punga was sharing, like, stuff of What a Matter now, like, he's been sharing, come to training. Like, that's where it's like, man, memories for me is like, bro, it all goes back to, like, your roots. Especially, like, Wara, our house in Ranui. And then I thought about, man, Mal Meninga.
Yeah.
Every kid was out on the grass, trying to toe heck from wherever, like, Mel. Even his routine, man.
No, I love the Raiders back then, but it's funny because I loved Bradley Clyde, Ricky Stewart. What's the number 6?
Jackson.
Nah, shit. And he coached the New South Wales too. No, but now he's not. I don't think he's coaching anymore.
Ricky Stewart.
No, Ricky Stewart, Laurie Daly. Yeah. I loved all of them, But then when they went to the split,
the Super League.
No, it was like Queensland, New South Wales. Fuck, I hated them, man.
Yeah.
And fuck you, Michael O'Connor. Fuck yous, Eddinghausen. Fuck yous,
What made you join
the Raiders?
Because of Meninga.
Yeah, of course. Meninga.
I think so too,
Yeah, but I love Ricky Stewart. When the Raiders played.
When the Raiders, fuck, they were mean, bro.
Yeah.
They were mean. Like, yeah. I reckon the real guys who appreciate rugby league and its glory, like, fuck, when it was good and it came down to the players and a team, bro, that Raiders team is untouchable, bro.
Ooh,
the year that they won the Winfield Cup, fuck, you couldn't name one team like who.
Fuck, I remember.
Like a team of, like, say, this last 20 years. Name a team who could go head to head with them. Because they were good, bro. They were like on a different.
And Mullins, they had Mullins,
Nagus. Yeah, bro. Meninga, Clyde, Stewart, Daly, and Jackson. Like, fuck.
Man.
Even, like, because Clyde could play out wide and in the forward pack. Yeah, like, he was probably the first guy to transition their position. But see, like, Meninga, why I give Meninga props is, like, even when he got bigger, like, Ruben went to the forward pack. He never went to the forward pack, just stayed at center. Like, he's like, nah, I'm not going anywhere, mate. He just ran the same lines. Like, that was his game. Run the same lines.
I remember I cried when they lost to Penrith in the grand final, and Greg Alexander,
They won.
Yeah, I fucking cried, bro. Like, fuck. Because I still remember this. I think it was 1912. And I think they scored. This is when Brad Fittler had that, the mean step, and he was young, Brad Fittler then.
So what finals did they play? Was it the 93 and they played Balmain? Was it that final?
No,
when they won.
Yeah, that was that one when they won. Year. Yeah, and then they went
but
back.
That was a fucking Benny Elias drop goal and hit the crossbar. Hey, I remember that. Fuck.
Yeah, I just remember.
I thought the game was over, man. It was like, no.
Would you consider your GOAT league teams any decade year? What would your team be? Definitely mine. Yeah, like mine will be the Raiders. They hated back then.
You know, hearing you guys talk about Mal Meninga back in the days in the Winfield Cup, you know, it's like, okay, I wasn't really familiar with rugby league back then because I was a rugby union guy, like always.
Blues.
You know, not Blues, it was Auckland because Super Rugby wasn't there yet. But the only reason why I got into the league was when Matthew Ridge went over.
Yeah.
That was sort of like the introduction, you know, from rugby to league. Like, you know, I knew what a league was. But I wasn't really watching it. And I knew who Mal Meninga was. I knew who the Brisbane Broncos was because they were always winning.
Yeah, they were top.
They were always top back then. And I knew who some of the players were. But I wasn't really into it. I was more into rugby union. But when Matthew Ridge went over, I knew that Manny Seagulls had a close connection with New Zealand because of Graham Lowe.
Yeah.
Because he was their coach too. So I think the only league I knew as a kid was just the Kiwis and Kangaroos games. And those are the only games I actually watched because my parents were into it. But when Graham Lowe was coaching Manly, and especially when Matthew Ridge went over, that's when I took notice, and my family did too, because my parents, they adopted Manly as their team. So I was a kid, so I adopted them as my team too. It just started from there. But when you talk about heydays, what team will be the Manly team that won against the Warriors with the Stewart brothers? That team.
That's Kiwi and Kite in there, eh? Man, I was gonna say like if it's I'd have to pick a couple. Way, the Manly team that won when Ridgie was playing, that team was it the '96 team or '97 team?
No,
that team. Anyway, because I thought, man, Matt was the man. Because eventually, when Matthew Ridge went over to the Eagles, like I was like, Meninga sort of was on the back end of his career. Then I started watching Matthew Ridge play, but only the way he was kicking. Because like I think then, his stats were the highest, like of any kicker. So my kicking routine wasn't too different from Matthew Ridge's, 3 and 4.
Well, he went there off the back of one season with the All Blacks. Oh.
Yeah.
He was playing for Auckland. He was the man for Auckland. Then got that 1 year of All Blacks. Then he went over to Seagulls because again, rugby wasn't you weren't getting paid.
Yeah.
It wasn't professional back then. But the Manly team that time had I think it was Craig Innes he went over to.
Yeah.
So
shout out to those guys. Yeah, there were
the Iro brothers. Iro brothers was there.
Yeah, that's cool. How yeah, that's right. The Iro brothers are there too.
Didn't Tuki played? Oh no, he's Warrior. Ain't he?
Mark.
Yeah, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was Warrior. Yeah. But I think I remember that time, especially Winfield Cup days. I remember the superstar from New Zealand was Jared McCracken. Like that guy, he was the sort of like New Zealand superstar.
He played for the Bulldogs, eh?
Yeah.
Did he play for any other team?
I don't think so.
Just the Bulldogs.
He was the man, eh?
But then his career got ended by Steve Kearney.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah. Was it a tackle, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, shit, eh?
Spear tackle.
Oh, personal. Those personal ones. Fuck.
I heard through old boys chat that guy never got over it, eh?
Jerry McCracken.
Never got over it. And like even that Kiwi brunches and that, like luncheons.
Award ceremonies.
Never.
They didn't talk.
Hand. Yeah,
Wow.
Never. I wouldn't either, man.
Yeah, fuck.
Kelly Block, bro. Fuck you, can't. Kelly Block.
Oh, it's Jeremy McCracken from Guston.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh, shit.
Yeah. And I've met that year too, like the year that he was at school. Yeah, a bunch of good guys, man. A lot of them doing really well.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to Meninga. Another censor, eh, Jared? Cracking.
All right. I've got here. What have you guys been watching? FB, Netflix, TVNZ, on demand, whatever. You already said what you.
Sorry, I do mine like on my own little schedule. No, I don't know, man. No, yeah, I've just been watching Yeah, the unbedded stuff, the training, and
Yeah, okay. I've been watching Perry Mason.
the
new-
old school.
It's old school, but it's a reimagining. So it's on Sky TV if you got Soho. It's on Soho. It's on HBO. It's on Neon if you got Neon streaming. But I find that really cool way. So it's Perry Mason when he was young. Because remember the old Perry Mason?
Didn't he wear glasses? He was
the
an old white guy,
big dude.
and he wore glasses, eh?
Yep, he had a beard, big dude. But it was like a TV program that came in the 50s with the same actor. I think his name was Raymond Burr, and then he reprised it in the 80s with Perry Mason, but he was older and he was big too. So they made the series again, but it's like before he became a lawyer. So he's young dude, and it's set in 1930s. So it's old school LA. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty stylish, and the actor that plays Perry Mason, he's good too. So yeah, I'll be watching that. If you're into like those courtroom dramas, like like crime and drama and all that, yeah, it's pretty good. It's on season 2 right now. So I've been watching that.
But I got told to watch that John Wick
Oh,
the
yeah.
You
movie.
haven't seen it?
Nah.
Have you seen any of them? No.
Nah.
You haven't seen any of them?
Nah.
You watch it on demand now. It's got 1, 2, and 3 on.
I
TV
might
on
watch
demand
that.
is on there. 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can watch
I
that.
might do that.
Bro, it's good, bro. That's a shame. That's a really solid storyline.
But I'm struggling to watch anything, because Poker Face is finished. This Mandalorian on Wednesday. I've been watching that. But Poker Face is finished. Last of Us is finished.
Just watch Show Streeters.
Shaun the Street's there. Yeah. What else? I haven't been. Oh, I want to go watch that movie about the Air Jordans.
Oh,
I think it
yeah,
came
that's
out.
how it
I
ain't,
think it
yeah.
came out.
Ben
The
Affleck's in it, ain't?
and Matt Damon. That's
I
an
don't know if I
interesting
want to
story.
watch it. Did you know the storyline though? I already knew the storyline.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Like when I watched it at the thing, I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Yeah. But I already knew the story behind it before they even like
Do you think you should change the actors?
nah.
No.
Oh.
I heard the character of Michael Jordan is not in it.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Just appearance, eh?
Mm.
But it's an interesting story because I didn't know that, like, when Matt Damon, who Matt Damon plays, he approaches his boss and says, "Oh, I want to get this college guy," and they were looking at him, "Hey, college guy, you're supposed to go to NBA and find the guy," you know?
Yeah.
And no one believed him. So I thought that was like interesting, you know, like because that's money in the bank if you figure out it's nowadays, you know. Back
Yeah.
then,
But it was smart though. I think because what did I watch it on? I can't remember what I watched it on. It might have been on the 30 for 30. It would have been on 30 for 30 in the story. And then it does, I think Jordan does talk about that part of it, of his career. Like that they were willing to take a college kid. But then he goes, but if you back it up a bit more, like I think they were competing with Converse, Peer Flyer, and I think, I forgot what other brand it was.
Adidas?
Nah, it wouldn't have been Adidas, not in sneakers, not in the because they were still doing like the soft shell shoes. So they were trying to find the window to put it in, but then when Converse came, still had the soft shell look, but it was that lace up high look. Yeah. And then they were transitioning in. So they used to give when Nike started as a business, it was just in the garage. It hadn't. But when they saw the numbers, that's what it was. It was the numbers. Who goes to the NBA games and who goes to the college games? And the college games was way more people. That's why the idea was go
Get
after
a
the college
player,
kid.
yeah.
Because fucking once they see what he's wearing on his feet and he's doing like fucking this guy's,
Dunks and all that.
it just made way more sense. And so that's why when they're willing to sign him, because he had another deal on the table. He really had a deal on the table. Like he was literally going to go there. They showed him the shoot and it was like, I think it was like the California colors. So that was the first ever shoe. And when you see it, it just looked like a dunk now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's what they really originally looked like. And they go, okay, so this is what the thing is. But when he signed the club, when he was going to Chicago, it was like total opposite colors. And they're like, how you going to go to the Bulls and your first shoe looks like that? So that was
Did they have any other player in mind, or was it always
It
Jordan?
was always going to be him because that's where Nike saw like, fuck, if we're going to get into the NBA, let's shoot at this guy because he's the face of college sport at the moment.
Oh,
Like, cause fucking he's the hottest commodity. And I think even into the draft day, like every uni was after him. So it was like, bro, it makes more sense. It makes more sense.
Careful, Houston Rockets and who's the other who drafted Sam Bowie?
the Nets.
So that draft,
yeah.
Michael Jordan was number 3. So Houston Rockets, they got Hakeem Olajuwon, because they needed a center, and he was the best center in the draft. So of course they got him. But Sam Bowie, that was a
Flop.
he gets a rap to this day. Eh?
With the
Like, who the hell is Sam Bowie?
Winfield.
Like, he's the guy that they picked
number 2.
number 2, and Jordan was number 3. You know, who the fuck is Sam Bowie?
Yeah. But even all those guys, like, to be selected on the same day he got drafted into the thing, that's a story you would tell your Greg. It's like, oh, no, man, I got drafted number 47 when he got drafted. Jordan, like, it's a story to share. But I thought that was interesting. Like, I remember they said they were gonna make a movie about it. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, every time they make a movie about this, how you know it's a true story.
So hopefully, get to go watch it today or tomorrow. Is the movies out today? Movies
I
open?
don't know.
Probably not. Eh?
Is there anything open today? Nah, just gas stations.
Well, I saw the bakery up the road.
Was it open?
Well,
I was gonna stop and do it. I saw the line. I was like, fuck
Oh,
that.
shit. So I'm struggling to watch something on TV. What have you been watching?
Just the Fina in the
yeah.
Monty Beefan's
Or the once
a warrior. Yeah, he always ends the show with once a warrior, always a warrior. But yeah, I've pretty much watched, I think, 30 or 20 of his episodes. The latest one I want to watch is his latest one with Louis Anderson. Like, yeah, I think the most funniest thing is like hearing about the pay gaps. Eh? Like, man, can you imagine that? Because I don't know if I could do that. Play week in, week out, knowing that you're getting paid way less, doing exactly the same thing as everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, man, you probably feel a certain way. But I mean, if it's to get you over the first season,
Just to make a name for yourself, eh?
Yeah.
You know, get a, what is it?
Like guys like Thomas Lulu, was still at school, man. That guy was doing PE, and they come in, oh, bro, you got a call from Danny Anderson, stand by, and then he's playing that weekend.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Wonder how much he got paid.
But he didn't wasn't getting anything.
Yeah, and it's good to have an agent and all that too.
But that movie Fina is good, man. It's a good watch. Anyone who wants to know about New Zealand history.
Where's that on?
On
TV
demand.
on demand.
Yeah, it's all on demand.
Download the app.
I was watching Love Triangle as well. That's on demand as well. That's a good watch.
Love
If you want to
Triangle.
laugh, if you want a good laugh.
Is there like those like real life?
Yeah.
Is it?
So the students get like met. So obviously all your preference, and then they go and meet. But then the person that they meet, they obviously talk it out. They get introduced to a second person, and then they have to choose. So the person they end up choosing is who they will live with for a couple of weeks. And it's up to them whether they want to hit it off or just grow to know each other. But then the second suitor that doesn't get picked comes back into the picture. So they start texting the person trying to come back, like get a second chance. Then they have to meet up again. So this is over like 5 episodes or 6 episodes.
Love Triangle.
So like, that's crack couples. Because you know, like drama. It's like a compact version of maths, but just funnier.
Oh,
Funnier and like, yeah. Some of the gangs to kick face, but yeah, when I saw like how they were sort of reacting like to the intruder, because when the second guy comes back, it's like my Lee, man. But if you want some drama to laugh over and like watch it within like a night, yeah, watch Love Triangle.
well, you just reminded me when I was going to work the other day. I was listening to the radio on my FM, and they were saying that so apparently you can like, you know, the airlines. I mean, if you're flying overseas, you can actually meet up with someone, like a Tinder thing, but they're making it like for the air, or if you're going on a cruise, like there's some like say in New Zealand, they got like like packages if you're wanting to meet up with somebody.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So they sit next to you and just
Yeah.
talk on the flight.
Or you fly somewhere together or something.
Oh.
I don't know, maybe read into it, but yeah, it's something like just the DJs were like, oh wow, Tinder in the air, you know, like that.
Man, if you want to Tinder like somewhere and like enjoy it and know you're gonna be away for some time, go Tinder and meet up on a cruise ship, man.
Yeah, man.
You gotta do a cruise, eh? Like if you haven't done a cruise, man, like you really need to go and check one out. A boat cruise.
Yeah.
Like even if it does like 3 stops, like I might do here, Tonga, 2 stops in Tonga, 2 stops in Fiji, and then back here. 11 days max. That is worth it, man.
Have you been on
I've
this?
been on a couple.
Shit.
Yeah,
Hey,
like,
is it true you don't have, or you gotta pay for the Wi-Fi, eh?
No.
Or there is no Wi-Fi?
There's Wi-Fi.
Oh.
It's free Wi-Fi. But it's stronger in certain parts of the boat.
Oh, okay. Man, how was that? Or you can drink, or you can eat.
You gotta pay for the drinks package. I think the drinks is limited to like 12 a day.
Oh, okay.
But man, it's good. Quality, bro. You gotta go. It's like 4-star restaurants on the ship. Eat as much as you want, man. So when you go and eat, like we booked out a restaurant for one of the for the bridal's dinner. But you could order like, oh, would you like the fish, the chicken, and the steak? Oh, please. And then like, would you like the sides of it? No. Bring the whole lot. And what's funny is like when the fafine, like, you know, because you get placed at a table and the table's fucking flash, eh? Like, you would never think, fuck, we're on a boat, man. Like, you just say, bro, how spectacular that looks like.
Looks like a restaurant.
It's like a white room. It's like literally a white room. It's like, bro, this is like with you know. And then really putting out the plates. Hey, it's funny when like, hey, I have one of each piece, and the lady was like, "You want one of each?" Okay, did I start a bitch? Go get my plate. So when she came and put the plates, hey, lay off you on my little roommate. I was like, "Can you move your plate, please?" Gosh, bro, I just shared onto my plate, fucking smashed it. Stacked all the ipus. Okay, can I have one more? Oh, sorry, I got the dessert. Okay, you better go get the other steak, lady. Because like in those sort of dining areas, at least you know the portions are bigger. So I was like, man, it's fucking.
Man, that makes me want to go on one now.
Boat cruise.
Yeah, but like do a Tinder date, you know, like
so
meet up with
that's
someone.
what I'm saying. If you go with a group of guys and they're meeting up with a group of guys, because that's how most people travel, man. They didn't just travel. If they travel with families, then it's like other families. But if you're traveling with just the boys. Like you say, a group of 10 is a good number. So, not today. I don't want to drink today. It's like, what are you gonna do today? I'll just go swim or just gonna eat. Yeah, at least your group can be split up and do whatever. You all meet up. But if you meet up with another Tinder group, bro, that'll be mean.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that.
I'll be straight to your room.
Boys, we're running out of time, so straight to last words.
Last words. Just have a good week. Stay positive, and have a safe and enjoyable Easter.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everyone who's tuned in and listened over this time we've been doing Empty Out the Clip, man. I think Empty Out the Clip's come a long way. You know, made some wicked
some noise.
Yeah, wicked noise over the time we've been lacing. Shout out to the ongoing support, just from people who randomly message, man. I crack up when I get these messages. Like, it's more of a laugh of like, oh, like, thank you, man. Thanks for the support. But my last words is, enjoy this Easter break. Like, I believe the weather's gonna get better. Lace as many memories as you can with your families, man. Because you know, there's one thing that doesn't change or doesn't stop. Is like time doesn't stop, and the age that your kids are, they just keep getting older and older and older. Eventually, when you're gonna be old and probably living by yourself, and like no one wants to do your farewells anymore, it's like it's gonna be a sad time. But enjoy that time and enjoy the time you can make memories, because life's not all about work. It's about having a good balance and finding the balance. But shout out to you two as well, man. It's always good to see you two gentlemen behind the mics. And yeah, man. Like I said, I bet man go and apply for that earn 100 number, man. Your voice is sounds different. That's different, eh? This is from me, man.
Sweet boys. Yep. Stay tuned for more WesWes Network content out there on social media and our platforms, podcast platforms. We're on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Stitcher. We're on Audible. If you get your audiobooks, we're on there too. Amazon Music, we're on there. Everywhere, we're everywhere. We're everywhere. And go into our Facebook page, the Empty Out the Clip Facebook page, Facebook group page. Remember that. Go in. It's a private page, so jump in and give us your 5 cents, whatever you want us to talk about on the podcast. We'll chuck it in. We got 135 Footy Show episode coming out tonight when I finish editing. That's gonna come out tonight. And stay tuned for more. I'll try to get Eric in here. We'll finish off our 135 channel podcast on The Last of Us. We got the last episode to do, so I'll get Eric to come in and we'll finish that off. Planning to do more 135 channel podcasts on TV shows. I do The Mandalorian, which is on right now. If you're a Star Wars fan, like I am, that's a good one to get into. Yeah, so thanks everyone for listening in, and thank you, Alves and Let's for coming in every week to do the podcast. Appreciate you guys. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yo.